It's time for episode 77 of Festpod. This is a special episode where we'll be meeting Joe Hammond from the Sanctum Festival. Coming up next on Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide, right after this short message from our sponsor.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light and get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide, episode 77, recorded on the 21st of June 2025. I'm Neil Wilkinson, and we're just back from Download 2025, and we've got loads of stuff coming up all about that. But before we went, Rich and I recorded this interview about a brand new outdoor festival coming up in Digbeth in the middle of Birmingham called the Sanctum. Joe Hammond is the organiser. He's also the guitarist in a band called Assurance. Rich and I caught up with him to find out all about it. So, I'd like to welcome Joe Hammond from Assurance and the Sanctum Festival. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
So, I know you're a busy man. You're juggling lots of. You're juggling lots of plates and spinning lots of balls. That's not quite right, but we'll leave it in. I like that.
We'll take that.
So, it's that kind of day. You are a guitarist first and foremost in Assurance, and how long have you been doing that for?
So I founded the band and started playing guitar in the band 5 years ago. 5 years. It's already.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's come quick.
Yeah, tell us about it. We're a 2020 start as well, so yeah, we feel that. You've been gigging, you've been writing, you've been releasing, and in all that time, you thought to yourself, "Hey, why don't I put on a festival?" Is that right?
So yeah, we even when we started gigging in 2022, obviously with COVID, it took a couple of years to get set up and ready and find the right people. We've always been a DIY band. We've never had a booking agent, never had a label or a manager. We've always done it ourselves. So eventually got to the point with booking our own shows. I was like, okay, I kind of want to push the boat out a little bit more. Want to include some more bands. Want to kind of expand the scope. Is that kind of what brought us here?
Wow. Were you modelling did you see a festival that you thought, that looks absolutely great, or you went to a festival and thought, that's the business, I want to do that? Are you modelling yourself after anything in particular?
I think what locked it in for me was playing the last ever Tech Fest, UK Tech Fest.
Did you?
It was tech habilitation at the Hairy Dog in Derby, and I'm quite close with Simon who ran UK Tech Fest. So it just lit a fire. And I was just like, you get all these incredible bands all in one room. What's not to love about that? You don't have to just put 2 or 3 bands on in the evening. You can have 10 bands, 12 bands, make it last all day, make it a massive celebration of, what makes UK metal so special. So that was really the crux of it for me, was Tech Fest.
Nice. So how long has this been in the planning for?
So we actually piloted the Sanctum this time last year, pretty much was July 2024. So planning for that began the summer prior to that, so 2023, and then obviously planning for the big one, which is this upcoming year, next month. I started working on that as soon as the last one had lapsed, pretty much. So it was probably last August I started offering contracts out to bands.
Nice. How was it, like, kind of
obviously you've got the experience of being your own booking agent, if you like. How was it in terms of like finding venues and finding bands and having to work with other bands booking agents?
So that was a pretty easy process, working with other bands and the booking agents to an extent. Obviously, I'm going to them with a concept, and ultimately, I only really try and book bands that I would want to go out of my way and see myself.
Yep.
I don't just want to book somebody because they sell a lot of tickets in town. I'm not so bothered about that. It's more like, do I actually believe in this band and do I back them? So in that sense, going to them and being like, I've already been listening to you for 3 years, it makes it so easy to have that conversation then. It was the venue that was the tricky bit. We went through 4 different venues, trying to find the right space for us, trying to find the right dates. And eventually we locked in on a place called Dead Wax in Digbeth, Birmingham. And we've got an outdoor stage for that. That's why we locked in with that venue, because they were like, why don't you just make it outdoor? We've got a big outdoor stage for you. You can have that at a decent price. And I'd never thought of making it an outdoor event. But as soon as they suggested that, I was like, yeah, sound, this is going to be great. Yeah.
Sounds like you dropped really lucky with Dead Wax, Digbeth, that's a fair play. But
yeah.
I'll just be looking at your lineup again, and this is exactly the sort of festival that I would want to go to. Awesome. There's some absolutely phenomenal bands on there, and a lot of friends of this show as well, actually, who are on that lineup. And there's not a band on there that I wouldn't want to pay to watch. And I think that's such a good logic for how you've booked this. Is if I want to go and see them, it's not about selling this. It's about them being a good act to put on. And I think you've absolutely fucking nailed it, mate. So fair play.
Oh, cheers, man. I really appreciate that. The support for the lineup, I think, has been the big thing that people have been chatting about with the festival. Obviously, Neil, I can see you've got your Veiled t-shirt on.
I know.
We just did a post for them today. It's worked out really well. But yeah, honestly, it means the world to hear that people are digging the kinds of bands that we've booked for this. I think there's definitely something for everybody, whether it's bands that are on like Seek and Strike, for example, or bands you've literally never heard of. I think there's definitely something that's going to appease to a lot of different palettes. So I really, really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll say it like it is, mate. If I thought it was shit, I'd tell you.
It was. Yeah, it's appropriate for us, this festival, because there's a lot of crossover here. I mean, I'm just looking down. Just like Rich just said. There's, the 500 have been on the show. Waterlines, In Death, Veiled.
In retrospect,
Exim. There's quite a bit of crossover there. So if you're a fan of Festpod, I think it's time to take a trip to Digbeth for the Sanctum Festival, and it's over 2 days as well. It's a great. You've really got off to a flying start, haven't you? 2 days with some great acts in a very accessible place.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's a unique place in the market, almost having a DIY festival in the city centre with an outdoor stage. Well, obviously, you associate like a little metal festival just going to be very dingy. It's going to be some sort of like basement venue. But mate, we've gotten so lucky with it. It's like a lightning in a bottle kind of thing, and I'm just hoping we can capture that and really deliver on what we're promising.
Yeah, I'm predicting big things, Rich. Are you?
I know where this place is. It's just around the corner from Pirate Recording Studios.
It's literally the next street over. So we rehearse at Pirate.
Oh,
that made it even easier. Yeah, it's literally just a stone's throw away. So we can go do our own sound check beforehand and stuff. Be nice and easy.
Yeah, we recorded a show in Pirate a few years ago, and yeah, it's very central, very central,
very easy to get to.
Yeah. So how did you come to Sanctum as a name?
So the Sanctum, being the name of the festival, the debut single by Assurance in 2021 was called Sanctum, and I composed that track around the theme of being locked in a comfort zone, and everything you know and experience in your life is within that tiny little space. And as I was getting older when I wrote that, because I wrote that song when I'm 27 now, when I wrote that song when I was 22.
Wow.
So maturing, going through COVID, understanding the world, and a bit more about how naive I was, I suppose, and learning how much actually exists outside if you actually fucking open your eyes and look. And I thought it was just a fitting name, for that being the beginning of something, and for offering people a safe space to enjoy music, but also a space where it's going to challenge their musical perspective. It's going to offer them something new. No matter what experience you have with live music in the UK, you're probably going to come out of it finding a new band you've not heard of before. And it just ticked the box. I like things that have got like 2 or 3 syllables, like you got Festpod, you got Assurance, you got The Sanctum.
Short
it's
and
just
snappy.
Easy, short, snappy, easy to remember. People click into it.
Yeah,
and it's just
true.
Dialogue as well. I was like, oh, are you going to The Sanctum? It just kind of logically just makes sense as something to say.
Yeah,
and it's a bit washy, but that's kind of how we got there.
I get that. I agree actually. So in selecting those bands, are you trying to are you just going for a particular style of metal? I mean, are you particularly honing in on a particular type, a particular kind of band?
I don't want to. So I absolutely love my tech metal, my modern metalcore, my gent and stuff. I don't listen to an awful lot of hardcore, for example. So the final band that I booked, who are our festival openers, Stitched, are a hardcore band. First time I've ever booked a hardcore band, and they're the band that I've had the most demand to book.
Wow, really?
Equally, yeah. So yeah, with them, I opened up a poll of like recommend some bands who should play. Easily the band I had the most demand for, and they've been putting in the graft on the tickets as well. They've asked me to send them flyers in the post and stuff, just sick. But in terms of genres, obviously we're expanding with it being a 2-day event. It gives us a bit more of a playground to go into some more extreme territories. So we've got Veiled and Draconian Rain, who are 2 very different flavors of deathcore. The 500, slightly more commercial angle on the new album, massive sing-along anthems and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you've got, in retrospect, genuinely one of my favourite UK bands, where you've got like Limp Bizkit in 2025. Everybody I've shown that band to absolutely adores them, and I'm just like, well, why wouldn't I put them on then? You know?
Rich loves them.
I absolutely
they're
fucking adore
good.
them. I adore them, and they're such lovely lads as well.
Yeah, they're really great.
They're the nicest guys.
It's been a pleasure. But yeah, I really feel like we're starting to tick all those different aspects of modern metal, because it's such a broad term, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like
There's so many people doing it.
Nobody knows what it bloody means.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
And what about, how far are you going in terms of creating the atmosphere? I mean, have you got any other activities? Have you got like any particular food vendors that you're pointing people towards? What, apart from music, can people expect?
So my partner, who has been a massive organisational support for the event, is a burlesque dancer. So she's doing a prelude act with some massive feather fans right before Assurance goes on stage.
Wow!
Which is going to be awesome. I won't spoil what song she's dancing to, but it's very heavy, very fitting for the event.
Right.
In terms of other activities and things to expect, so the music is all taking place outside, and inside we've created a craft and merchandise market. So we've got all the bands have got their own table, obviously, to sell their t-shirts and hoodies and whatever, but I've got in touch with a few local and UK-wide craftspeople as well. So any gothic alternative trinkets that you can think of, we've got candles, wax melts, all that sort of thing, that's going to be in there as well. And I'm just trying to lock in food at the moment, because we did have stone-baked pizza as a thing that Dead Wax used to do, which has changed fairly recently, so I'm still trying to work on that and figure that one out. But I am an absolute gannet, so I cannot go without my food. If I try and play guitar without having some food in my belly, I will just be flat out. So yeah,
wow.
We're working on it, but we're trying to make it more than just about about the music.
If it comes to it, me and Neil will bring the barbecue down and we'll just
Mate, go for it. Go for it. That'd be brilliant.
I didn't know about that about you, Rich. Are you a barbecue
I love it, mate.
master?
Yeah.
Are you?
I love meat, my smoked meat, my grilled meat.
Have you got an apron and everything? And
What do you think?
You stand there and
I just stand there in just my apron and nothing else.
That's all you need.
well, it is.
Don't need anything else.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't spit on you.
You tell about the meat or my meat?
Well, both, actually, as it turns out. So, so what's the capacity then for the festival over the 2 days?
250. So 250 per day. It gives us small enough to where there's not an astronomical risk of it not being absolutely rammed, I suppose.
Yeah.
But 250, we can comfortably, get everyone in there, get a really nice atmosphere going. A lot of people go in are already know each other as well because they've played in bands together or they've been to go see some of these bands individually. So it's just, I feel like it's going to be a really just nice atmosphere. If it's 150, 200, 250, it's going to be buzzing. It's going to be great.
How have ticket sales been so far? Are they okay?
Ticket sales, obviously, you always want more, right? If it's not almost sold out, you're like, oh, come on, we need to get more people on board. But they're going okay. They're steady. Definitely seeing things pick up because we announced the festival in February, the first lineup in Feb. As soon as we got to the start of May, that's where it really started ramping up. It's died down a bit now because people are all, including myself, preparing for download. I've got all sorts of wacky stuff in my Amazon basket ready to go and a few, battery packs and stuff. So I imagine people are prioritising bigger fests at the moment. But we're between that line where it's like small festival and local show where the vast majority of shows I've ever promoted, all the sales are in the last week or two.
Yeah.
I don't know why the buyer behaviour's changed like that, but I think we're in a good place, close to breaking even at the moment with the 2 peak months ahead of us. So I think we're going to be all right.
I mean, you're priced very well as well. So it's one of them where, unfortunately, when you like to plan ahead with your finances, it's difficult to have people doing last minute purchases. But I think the way you've priced this, I think you'll get a lot of very last minute people turning up. When if you have tickets left to sell, I hope you don't. I hope you sell it
Fingers
prior
crossed,
to that. But very 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 well priced event.
Thank you, man.
Let's talk about the price. Talk me through the prices and where people need to go to actually get the tickets from.
So day tickets are 20 and weekend are 30. If you break that down, you're looking at £2.50 per band, which when you think of how... I don't know if I can swear on your podcast, I'm sorry.
You can, go ahead.
How fucking sick this lineup is, right? That's such good value. And if you go to... It's literally just bit.ly/Sanctum 2025. You can pop in any of the band names for a discount. And you can pop in Festpod for a discount as well. And it's... Just fucking buy the tickets. Like, what we're doing. Because you get that 10% off. Sorry, you get that 10% off. 16 of the best bands in the UK for 27 quid. Like that's mad.
Yeah,
you're giving it away.
Such a bargain.
You're giving it away.
Basically just giving it away. It's going to be great. I mean, that's what, like bloody 2-3 pints nowadays. Like,
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's mad. But we're trying our best to obviously make sure we're bringing value with the event. Like, I don't want to ask people for money and then deliver a shit service and a shit product. Like, we've got to make it amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, in your favour, you've certainly got the fact that it's not in a field. I mean, it's outdoors, but it's not muddy. It's not going to be muddy. That's a great positive for me, because Rich feels different to me about this, but I really dislike walking through mud.
Oh mate, as I'm getting older, believe me, my knees can't take it anymore. I'd much rather have a nice covered beer garden and a nice stage to be drinking a beer on or listening to good music rather than be balls deep in mud.
it just makes it so much easier, you know. And you know, there are lots of indoor festivals now, and I think, you know, a lot of people who put festivals on are thinking, oh, I want to get outdoors into a big field. But do you? The thing is, you've got to pay for so much more. You've got to pay for all the facilities, toilets, vendors, this, that, and the other, first aid facilities, everything facilities. Whereas if you get, you know, like you've done at a venue, it's there. You don't have to worry about it.
It's just made everything so much easier for us. Like I would love for this to be massive and be in a big open field one day and have all of these vendors and multiple stages and stuff. But, you know, for right now at least, us having this little thing in the heart of Birmingham that no one else is quite doing the same thing, I fucking love what we've got here at the moment. I think it's got the legs to be something really special and to maybe go in that direction one day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm very content with it at the moment. I'm feeling really good about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to run before you can walk. I think you're doing the right thing, to be honest. Yeah, I'm in awe of what you've achieved.
Cheers.
Because, I mean, me and Rich always talk about putting on a festival, and I don't know whether it will ever happen.
That would be amazing.
We would love it.
I still want to do it. I've you know, I got down to, you know, doing all the financials and budgeting it all and working it out, and we had spoken to a venue as well, hadn't we? And we'd spoken to a few bands.
This is a Festpod exclusive. We've never announced this before.
And it's just like seeing this. I mean, like, it's amazing what you've done. And what worries me is exactly what you said. Is you don't want to ask people for money and then something goes to rat shit, and that's it's kind of, it kills your brand, doesn't it? And it's like it is a risk. But definitely. Hey, who knows? Who knows what might happen next year? We don't know.
Festpod stage. That's what's happening next year. That's what we're doing. Sorted.
Wow. See, the thing is, I mean, because all we do really at this point is we sit round and talk bollocks into a camera and a microphone. And putting on an event like that is a completely different kettle of fish. Have you ever felt like you were overwhelmed by the prospect of it, or are you coping quite well with making sure it goes step by step by step, making sure it all happens correctly?
I think it's going well. To be completely transparent with you, I'm autistic, right? So everything's got to be done a particular way, and I need it all fucking written down in front of me, otherwise it ain't getting done. So it's all in a massive spreadsheet. I've got a really good team surrounding me. You know, my partner who I mentioned, Assurance, the guys in Assurance. If I ever have an idea, I can just bounce it straight off them. If I've ever got a worry, I can just bounce it straight off them. Yeah. The main thing is I feel like I can prioritise a couple of major things in my life at a time. So, like, you know, I ain't going to the bloody gym anymore because I'm running this thing. You know, work is like, yeah, okay, I'm just kind of going through the motions with it because I'm really laser focused on this, and then obviously I'm trying to laser focus on the band as well because we've got a lot going on. So it's just spinning plates in my personal life, I think, is the main thing. If that's not too, like, I don't know, I don't want to overshare too much, I guess, but that's kind of the main challenge with it.
No, absolutely. There's real life in amongst everything else. I mean, we've been chatting to a lot of bands recently because we're talking about the takeover at Download, and everybody's feeling that that struggle to include real life and be creative. Yeah. And make sure that whatever you're doing happens, and it happens completely and not missing things. I feel it, you know, because we've got so much planned. Yeah. And I think you've got the right idea. Just write everything down, because then, you know, it's physically there. That's the thing. You can't step over it. You've got to do it. Yeah. So my absolute admiration for what you've achieved with putting.
Thank you.
The Sanctum on, because it's no small achievement. It really isn't, because I mean, as Rich knows, because he's looked into it, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I totally 100% wholeheartedly agree with Neil. The admiration that I you know, listening to you speak and the passion you've got for it, and utilising your support network as well, which is, I think, is really, really important. That I think a lot of people overlook, and I think absolutely bang on to mention that. Shit, man, yeah. I mean, you're close to breaking even on this. Let's help you push this through as well. Let's get this sold out. Come on,
let's get it sold out. Let's try.
So
let's not try. Let's just fucking make it happen.
just do it.
Just do it.
I mean, it's not loads of money, is it? It's not like you're paying hundreds of pounds to go to download.
That's it.
So let's sum up now with all the details that people need to make sure that this gets sold out. So facts, figures. Let's go.
So the Sanctum Modern Metal Festival, Deadwax, Digbeth in Birmingham, bang in the city centre. £20 day tickets, £30 weekend tickets, 16 of the biggest UK metal bands, and it's Saturday 26th and Sunday 27th of July. There's fucking no reason not to come to it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got Exist Immortal, who are also headlining Download Takeover. So, what you doing there? Come on, get down. 500 headlining on the Sunday, and they're playing Bloodstock EMP stage this year as well. The lineup's absolutely bloody stacked. I'm not going to toot my own horn too much, but you need to get a ticket.
Toot it, mate.
You absolutely need to get a fucking ticket for this thing.
This is what you're on for. Toot your own horn.
and once again, where can we get those tickets?
bit.ly/Sanctum2025. Posters all around Birmingham in the UK. You can scan the QR code as well. We're on Skiddle, so you've got a few different options there. Hopefully we won't have any left on the door. Hopefully you guys can absolutely sell it out for us. But we're at the Sanctum UK literally on all socials. So if people want to keep up to date with the lineup, with what we've got going on, we're posting pretty much every other day. There's loads of content ready for people to check out and decide if this is something they want to come to, which they should be bloody coming to. So yeah.
Yeah, I just can't believe the prices that are so low. And the lineup next to the prices, this is a steal. If you don't go to this, you'll be really missing out. All the bands there are fantastic. So get your asses down to Digbeth or up to Digbeth, depending on where you are.
In 18, 24 months' time, there's some bands on that lineup poster you're not going to get to see for the price of that entire weekend ticket.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Facts. Okay, so just want to say huge thanks to Joe Hammond for coming on to Festpod today to talk about the Sanctum Festival.
Thank you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been lovely meeting you guys and chatting to you. Obviously, it'd be lovely to meet you in person. If not a download, then we'll see you at the Sanctum for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We'll look out for you at download.
Absolutely. Nice one.
Thank you.
Thanks again to Joe for giving us all the details about the Sanctum Festival. Not long to go now, so get your tickets sorted. And a huge thanks to you for listening, and we'll see you again with our download updates very soon. That's it. Thank you. Bye. A Wilco Productions podcast. You're juggling lots of plates and spinning lots of balls.